Hi, my name is Kemba, and I'm the product of teen pregnancy. My mother was 2 when she had me, which is 14 in dog years. Shortly after I was born, my mom gave me up for adoption, and now I have great parents. But I did some research on teen pregnancy and found many faults in health education for South Carolina students. If the Comprehensive Health Act was reformed, I believe my mother would have been better equipped in high school and made a smarter decision before her and my father decided to initiate sex. The Comprehensive Health Education Act, or CHEA, was enacted in 1988. The act was created with high community control. Under CHEA, local school board committees select the curriculum used for teaching health education. The school board committee must contain 2 parents, 3 clergy, 2 health professionals, 2 teachers, and 2 students, one being the president of the high school student body, and 2 non-school employees. Under the Act, health education is introduced in kindergarten and taught through high school. In grade 6, sexually transmitted disease information is taught, but discussion of the methods of contraception before 6th grade is not allowed. During high school, students must receive at least 750 minutes or 12 and a half hours of reproductive health education and pregnancy prevention education. Reproductive health education cannot include instruction concerning sexual practices outside marriage or those unrelated to reproduction, except within context of disease and abstinence, must be strongly emphasized. Pregnancy prevention education can only contain information about contraceptives in the context of future marriage-based family planning. There are many restrictions to CHEA. Classes may not contain education on homosexual relations or other relationships that differ from heterosexual relations. Contraception cannot be distributed on school grounds, and abortion counseling is not allowed to be offered by schools. The current approach needs to be changed for many reasons. More than half of South Carolina students in high school have had sex. 1/3 of sexually active students in South Carolina did not use a condom the last time they had sex. The current approach needs to be changed because including sexual practices inside of marriage only is not relevant to the teens in South Carolina. Contraceptive education is also limited to the context of future marriage-based family planning, while 1/3 of sexually active teens in South Carolina are not using any form of contraceptive. The current approach also relies heavily on local control, where clergy members hold 3 spots on the committee, the most of any members, to address which instructional materials are used in public schools. I've decided that the following recommendations for action would be beneficial for the high school students of South Carolina and to reduce the rate of teen pregnancy. CHEA should be modified in the following ways. First, education should include instruction concerning sexual production outside of marriage and include other forms of sexual activity. Contraception should also be included in the education in its current context. Also, schools should allow students to seek counseling and abortion clinics through the school and should promote a no-judgment policy at the school where students will feel free to seek out counseling and learn about alternate sexual lifestyles. And finally, curriculum for each school should be mandated by the state and include the above recommendations. CHEA does not recognize that teen sexual activity is the majority, not the minority, in South Carolina. Under CHEA, students only learn about sexual activity and contraception in marriage-based scenarios, and that does not relate to the teens because half of them are having sex. The policy now fosters an environment in schools where kids cannot learn about alternate sexual lifestyles or counseling for abortions, which are very prevalent topics in a teen's life. CHEA needs to be changed because it's failing. South Carolina ranks 9th in the nation in birth rates among teens. Teens are not learning information regarding sex that is relevant to them, and sexual activity is shown in only a marriage-based setting, while most kids in high school are not married and are having sex. In conclusion, I believe CHEA should be modified so the state will mandate for all high schools curriculum, which will include contraceptive use among teens, sexual activity among teens, and teen pregnancy among teens. Students can seek out counseling for abortion and can be provided with accurate information on all possible options regarding childbirth from their high school. Alternate sexual lifestyles should also be taught to encourage teens to accept all people. CHEA needs to be reformed in order to address the problems teen pregnancy is causing in South Carolina. Statistics cannot be overlooked, and education should encompass people of all ages, and all lifestyles.